whenever you sit.
Okay. So when I was 12, I remember sitting in front of my grandparents' house and having a conversation with one of my cousins. And while we were talking, she told me that she believed that Chris Brown was going to be the next Michael Jackson. And when she told me this, I was kind of taken aback because, to be honest, the phrase "the next Michael Jackson" has never really sat well with me. So today I would like to show you all why there will never be another Michael Jackson. Personally, I'm a very huge fan, and whether you're a fan or not, I hope that by the end of my speech, you have a deeper appreciation for his work and his legacy. So to do this, I'm going to be talking about the range of his vocal ability, the impact he made as a dancer and a performer, and lastly, how he used his platform to do good. So first, let's talk about the diversity of his voice. Michael Jackson's range was not just defined by his ability to hit high notes and low notes. One of my favorite things about him is that he really utilizes his ability to sing with different vocal qualities. So in one song, he may be singing with a very soft and airy voice, and then the next, he could be pushing his voice to be raspy and aggressive. To help me illustrate this point, I want to talk to you about his album Bad and play a couple of clips from it. So this is a very classic album. Every time I listen to this album, his versatility becomes more and more apparent to me. So to illustrate, to show you guys the soft side of his voice, I want to play a bit of a song called Fly Away, which is a bonus track off of this album. So if you notice, his voice is very soft and he just kind of rides the synth along. And now to show you guys the aggressive side of his voice, I'd like to play a bit of a song called Smooth Criminal, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard before. So yeah, as you can see, he has a very wide range with his voice. And now that we've looked at Michael Jackson's ability to communicate with his voice, let's talk about his ability to communicate with his movements. When most people think of Michael Jackson, they don't just think of a singer. Throughout his career, he's established himself as one of the greatest and most influential performers of all time. In fact, according to CNN, Michael Jackson's dance moves have influenced many of today's artists like Justin Timberlake, Usher, and Chris Brown. Michael's dancing was so impactful and captivating because instead of simply moving to the music, he had a way of letting music move him. And to illustrate this point, we're actually going to take a little look at a video of Michael doing what he does best. Alright, so lastly, I would just like to talk to you about how Michael used the power that he was given to try to make the world a better place. Michael's music really had a message, and a lot of his songs were very socially conscious. For example, he had a song called Black and White, which speaks about racial equality, and he had another song called the Earth Song, which urged people to be conscious of the environment and promoted world peace. And the fact that these songs were also singles, and the fact that these songs were singles and not just obscure tracks off of his albums tells me that Michael Jackson really wanted his messages to reach people, and he was willing to stand up for what he believed in. Another way that Michael Jackson walked the walk instead of just talking the talk was through his work as a philanthropist. And for those of you who don't know, philanthropist is someone who strives to promote the welfare of others, and that's usually through donations to different causes and things like that. According to philanthropy.com, in 2000, the Guinness Book of World Records awarded Michael as the most philanthropic pop star because of his involvement with and support of 39 different charities. So as I begin to wrap up, I know that music is very personal and not everyone has the same taste, but my hope is that no matter what you thought about Michael Jackson before my speech, you now have a little bit more appreciation for him as an artist. So today I talked about Michael Jackson's vocal ability, the impact he made as a dancer and a performer, and how he used his art to try to make the world a better place. And because of all these things, I believe that Michael Jackson will always sit on the throne as the king of pop.
All right, DJ, all the structural stuff is very good. It's easy to follow. There's a good preview. I like the attention device. I thought at the end of the speech you had a good summary and a good exit. So all of the content stuff is really solid. You don't have any problems there. If that's the reason that you decided to do the prepared speech a second time, I think I don't remember, but if there were problems before, you seem to have fixed them. That's all solid. The presentation, I think, needs a little bit more work, and it's not so much that what you've done, there's anything particularly wrong with what you've done, but it feels a little bit like you needed to have your own personal preparation a little more thorough. You're very dependent on the notes. The audience is out here and you're looking at the notes a lot. You sometimes are looking at the visual aids instead of talking to us. And you need to engage us a little bit more. There's not anything that you're doing that is distracting, but you're not doing anything to bring us into the presentation either. So it's not like you have a gesture that you're doing that is annoying to people and you're doing it because it's a nervous thing. You're not tapping your leg or pulling on your ear or doing anything like that. But you're not really engaged with the audience while you're speaking. I noticed a couple of little indicators, but they seem like they're transition points between ideas, and they're flowing through the notes again. And so it really feels like instead of talking to us, you were just going through your speech. And I think you need to connect a little bit more with us. Same thing with the eye contact and the facial expressions. You're talking about somebody that you admire, the music that you are enthusiastic about. And I think you need to get a little bit, you got to have a little joy in your presentation. You got to smile, and this is something that you care about, and you want to be engaged when you're talking to the audience about it. And it's just that you're holding back. Like I said, it's not that you did anything that was wrong. You're just missing opportunities to do stuff that would be so much better there. All right, thank you.